Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to Train Simulator 2022. This is the final instalment of our journey from Middlesbrough down to Liverpool Lime Street with the Alan Thomson Sim / Imbue Class 1850 multiple unit. And yes, we're here at Manchester Piccadilly where we finished our last video and we're just about to set off when the guard gives us the tip. We're due at 9:07. It's a typical miserable morning in Manchester. Just get that cab set up, everything's fine. I am still thinking that it would be really nice if they had like a mode you could tick in scenarios so that you wouldn't have to tick the set the cab up again, so that if you are doing a multiple run of scenarios like this, you could just have it in a state where it's set up. You know, like if you're playing on flight sim, you can have the cockpit or the flight deck already set up. Excuse me. You can have it already set up in like takeoff mode or turnaround mode. You know, you can have it set ready to go. It would be really nice if that was a feature in Train Simulator. I don't know if it is even a feature in Train Simulator, but you know, it would be really nice if that was the thing. Right, let's get ready to go. Guards shutting the doors, and I imagine that we're going to get 2 on the buzzer, which obviously is not correct at Manchester Piccadilly. Yes, of course. So we're not going to beat back. Normally we would give 2 back, but at Manchester Piccadilly it is what's called RA dispatch, where basically we get a little RA on the signal, which of course is missing. Or is it above the signal? No, it looks like it's missing completely, so yeah, that's dovetail for you. But yes, next stop Manchester Oxford Road, so we're just going over the viaduct. You can literally see Oxford Road from Piccadilly. So just take it nice and easy. We should be due out of Oxford Road at 09:12. There we go, we'll give it a bit of thrash over the viaduct. Ooh, look at that. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be the Scarborough service coming the other way. Because of course they did used to cross over at this point. I believe these Midlands, whoops, a little bit of speeding. I believe these Midlands services still do. But yeah, they always used to cross over at this point, so see your colleague going the other way. Excuse me. There we go, so we should be coming in on platform number 2. It's I've only used platform number 1 a handful of times at Oxford Road, it has to be said. And I always forget, but yeah, this scenario is set in 2014. Mr. Gribbins, or Magic Toad, the scenario creator, did actually tell me this, and he's told me this every single time he's watched the video. He said, "You do, yeah, I've told you so many times." Whoops, hang on, that's not what we want. There we go. Get them doors open, nice and quick, no messing around. Yeah, he always says, "I've told you so many times." That this is not the case. The scenario is 2014, so that is when we are scenarioing. Can't help but notice as well, Manchester Oxford Road, that platform in half fat in the middle. You really don't have that much space between the train and the platform. I hadn't noticed, to be honest with you. But all that space, that's not there. I think that's about right. Yeah, that looks better. But I don't know why this platform's so wide at all, I really don't. I mean, it's I remember at the time this route was like, wow, look how detailed this route is, but it really is starting to show its age now, isn't it, compared to some of the other stuff that's coming out. I mean, I don't mind the route, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, there we go, that's, oh, hang on. Yeah, you should have that in full service and in neutral, Joe. We go through this all the time together. Yeah, so head code 1 Foxtrot 82, signal ID. Oh, we forgot to set up the GSMR. You can set the GSMR if you want. You know, it's a feature in this. You've also got the announcement pack, voiced by yours truly. I don't personally use them in my videos, but of course, if you wish to, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm today calling at next Birchwood. That's about a... what's that, 15 minute journey to Birchwood, 5 minutes to Warrington Central, then about another 17 minutes to Liverpool South Parkway, so it's still a reasonably express service. Of course, the Scarborough Liverpools, which this would have been. I know it started at Middlesbrough, but this is the only one of the day that did. All the rest will be from Scarborough. The Scarborough Liverpool services now go via the Chat Moss. They go Manchester Victoria, so they miss out Piccadilly altogether, and then they go Lee Green and, of course, Liverpool Lime Street. Not had many Scarboroughs through COVID, to be honest with you. I think there's only one a day in each direction. With the 68 and Mark 5, but of course we're hoping that those services are going to come back. So they're very busy services, very popular. But yeah, very popular services. Right, are we nearly ready to go? Now I am missing some assets on this. I think I'm missing freight assets. So all the passenger stuff we should see as per normal, but there might be some freight wagons missing at some point. I imagine the freight wagons are going to be missing around the Trafford Park Euro Terminal. Is that what it's called? The basically the freight yard, Trafford Park Freight Yard. We'll call it for all intents and purposes. So of course at Manchester Oxford Road you do get 2 on the bell from the conductor / guard. So we will be replying with buzz buzz. We'd probably have rung the conductor after they'd given us buzz buzz at Manchester Piccadilly and said, "What the hell are you playing at?" And it's not a serious offence, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, it happens as long as the driver doesn't set off anyway. Oh, hang on, that's reversed, Joe. Have I just turned it off? For goodness sake. There we go. Off we go. I'm not good at this whole 185 driving today, am I? There we go, we'll whack it in full power. Got a bit of time to make up after that little faux pas. But yeah, it's not confusing in the slightest. So you go from RA Dispatch at Manchester Piccadilly. This is on the Redcar Central services. You go from RA Dispatch at Manchester Piccadilly, and then you buzzing again at Manchester Oxford Road, and then it's back to RA Dispatch when you get round the Odsal Cord to Manchester Victoria. So you can understand why people get it wrong. I mean, I've done it a handful of times. It's like I say, it's not the biggest thing in the world. You just ring the driver and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I feel a fool," and I mean, nothing ever comes of it. There we go. So passing through Deansgate now, we'll be swinging off to the left over the Cheshire lines for Birchwood and Warrington. Might need a little bit more braking than that. There we go. So of course if you go forward in this era you won't be able to get to Manchester Victoria because of course in 2014 the Odsal Curve hadn't been built yet. So you'd be going to Liverpool or you could go of course to Salford Crescent, Bolton and Preston that way. The Scotland services go that way of course, don't they? And just up to your right there you've got the Metro Link. I don't know if we'll see any trams on this I don't know if he put any trams in. That'd be a nice feature if you saw little trams going past. I'll have to mention that to him. I don't know if he has actually released this scenario or not, but yeah, it would be really nice if we could have a few Metro Links going over. Because if you've got the Manchester to Huddersfield V2, you should already have the T68. And I think it comes in the yellow livery as well, so he could have slapped some of them in. I'll be having words. I'll be having words next time I see him. So of course, while it doesn't look like it, we are actually on a downhill gradient here, just ever so slightly. Just, I mean, you can see it on the map, on the little mini map at the bottom. Ever so slightly downhill gradient, because of course we're on a viaduct, we're coming off the viaduct, so it's not steep. You really wouldn't notice it. I never noticed it when we used to run trains down here, but just an ever so slight downhill gradient. There you go. We've got the trams on the right hand side there, and we're still under the wires. I believe we're under the wires until the freight terminal. I mean, to be fair, at this point I was usually out in the train doing tickets. The Warrington train's very, very busy. A lot of people on the Warrington trains. Right, there we go. Full power. Up to 85 miles an hour. And I believe off the top of my head that 85 is the line speed for this route, so I don't think we'll get much faster if at all. There we go, giving it some beans. God, it really doesn't hang about this unit, does it? It's off, and there's no stopping it. Look at that, fantastic. There we go, knock it down to notch 4 and we'll get a bit of the old speed set on. That class 66 GBRF on the right hand side there. Of course you can, we've lost the wires on the passenger lines, but obviously you can see that all the knitting is still there. I imagine that the freight wagon that I'm missing was probably meant to make up a lot of those sidings. It was probably meant to look a little bit less bare as per real life, but hey ho, I'm missing the asset, never mind. If you have the asset, your scenario might look a lot better than mine. That. Fantastic. Oh, what's happening now? I'm getting a load of buzzing from the computer. Never mind. It's every time I knock the iPhone cable. I think it's on its way out, to be honest with you. Every time I knock it, it basically disconnects. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Just a little bit. Just a very, very small bit. I'm very intrigued as well for you to tell me what you actually think of this this kind of multi-part video where we've done more or less a full run over the Pennines. You know, I really am intrigued to find out what you think. You know, if this is the sort of thing you enjoy, then I'm more than happy to do, you know, multi-part videos again. I mean, I've got a cross-country service that goes from Dundee, more or less, all the way to Penzance in fair dues. It misses a few bits out en route. But, I mean, we could do a Pendolino service from London to all the way to Glasgow or all the way to Edinburgh. You know, there is options. We can also do a Class 91 up the East Coast or an HST. You know, there are a lot of options for things we can do if you do enjoy the long kind of multi-part videos on the same route. If you don't enjoy it and you just prefer little hops, then of course just let me know in the comments. I'm always intrigued to find out what people, you know, get a feel for what people want to watch. And another good place to have your say is in the Discord channel, because we have a Discord channel, and there's a lot of great people in the Discord. There's a link to that in the description. Pop along, you know, have a natter. I always like to see your screenshots as well from Train Simulator and other games. But yeah, pop along to that if you've got Discord. Excuse me. I'm telling you, the quicker I shift this flipping cold, the better. I feel like I've had it for months. Well, I have. I've had it about 3.5 weeks now. I've done that many COVID tests and it's not COVID, so don't worry. You don't need to worry about catching it down the computer. But it's a pain in the bum more than anything. I mean, you really do get a sense of speed on this, don't you? I mean, we drove the other day. We drove the Class 387 down the. Where were we driving it? We were driving it down the London to Brighton for Trains in World 2, of course we were, duh. Yeah, we were driving that and it didn't feel like we were doing 90 miles an hour, whereas in this unit, you really get a sensation of speed, don't you? I mean, it feels like we are racing along. There we go, so this is Earlham Viaduct, I believe. It says Earlham Viaduct, it's a bridge, it goes over the Manchester Ship Canal. There you go, you might be able to see that out the window. Shall we? Oh, you can see it even better if we... There we go, lovely. So I wouldn't have... I'd have just called that a bridge. Oh, look at that, I mean, it really is a stunning unit, isn't it? What about that for a picture? That looked lovely. Oh, hang on. Oh, dear me, that's not good. Yeah, this is the problem when you take screenshots, is you miss things like that. Well, that's annoying. Why did we get an AWS anyway? Penalty cooldown complete. I didn't realise we'd had a penalty cooldown. Right, okie dokie. So we'll take that fully out, pop it in emergency. Can we just go again? Yes, we can. I imagine that there's a procedure to do that. I thought that there was a procedure. I wasn't aware as to why the penalty cooldown kind of went so quick. I'm not sure. But we'll just gloss over that. We'll pretend that that didn't happen. See, yeah, I told you I'm just an absolute sucker for a screenshot. There we go. Let's pop over. Is this Earlham or is this Flixton? I can never remember. Earlham. Look at that. I mean, it's still doing. There you go. Brilliant. And doesn't it sound good? It really does sound good flying past, doesn't it? There we go. For all we know, we could have just been stuck behind some traffic. Well, or better yet, it was a running brake test. That's exactly what's just happened. A running brake test. Come on, back up to full pelt. We're not going to be late now. What's this coming the other way? Is it? Oh no, it was doing the you know, like that kind of noise as if a train was coming the other way. There we go. We'll engage the speed set at 85. I know we did it at 84 before, but we've got a bit of time to make up. Problem is, with this route, there's that many flipping stations on it that, of course, when I worked them, we didn't stop. When I worked down this line, we didn't stop at any of those stations, so it was really, really difficult. And a lot of them actually looked the same, so it was so hard to remember which station was which, particularly between Birchwood and Manchester. No, we're not falling for that one again. I can tell you that now. Racing along towards Birchwood now, no hanging about. What time are we actually due in? So we're due in at 9:24. Ooh, I don't know if we're going to make that. No, East Midlands going the other way. Hello to you. Normally you would be kind of really close to the station at that point when the East Midlands went past. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll just leave it till about there, and now we'll start just a little bit of braking. About 30%. Might need a bit more than that, to be honest with you. About 50%, that'll do. Just ease off a little bit there. Because of course we want to keep time as much as we can. I mean, at the moment, if I leave it at this level of braking... Oh no, we're 2 seconds down now, that's not good. I was just looking in the bottom left, the ETA was exactly the time we should actually arrive. So that was good, but we've fallen behind, we've lost. We're going to be 6 seconds, 7 seconds late. God, we'll be giving out delay repay if it carries on like this. Trying to think, where's the 3-car marker? Oh, there's a 4-car there, so we'll stop by that. There we go. Doors are open. I don't imagine we'll have long here, to be honest with you. There we go, we'll pop it in full service, take it out of gear. And of course, after Birchwood, it's straight off to Warrington Central, isn't it? There we go. Thank you very much, conductor. There we go, we'll bung it in max throttle. Because of course we want to arrive nice and on time to Warrington. So there'll be no external screenshots now for the rest of the trip, because we can't be having another scare like what we've just had. There we go, we're up to max throttle now. No hanging about, look at that. So we've got Padgate in between Birchwood and Warrington. See, that I can do. I can do nice and easy to remember like that. Padgate in between Birchwood and Warrington. Easy peasy. That's the sort of station you like. Because you know there's only one station. Whereas when there's lots and they all look the same, it's really a struggle to remember them. There we go, so we're up to 75. I don't think we'll bother with the old speed set now. Purely because we're dropping down to 65 in just a little bit. And of course this particular era of route isn't going to feature Warrington West. The new station at Warrington West will be unfeatured. There we go, we'll just slow down to 65. Padgate station, there we go, lovely. Up to 75. I don't know if we're actually going to get to 75. There we go, we'll just pop it to notch 1. Are we going to get to 75 before Warrington Central? I don't know, but we are going to slam it in max and give it a damn good go. Oh yeah, of course we will. I forgot what unit we were driving. There we go, what time are we due into Warrington? At 9:29. Oh, plenty of time, yeah. Nice and easy into Warrington there. And weirdly, Warrington Central platform is actually shorter than Birchwood. You wouldn't think that, would you? But when we worked 6-car trains down here, excuse me, when we worked 6-car trains down here, you actually had to go in the back. Well, obviously the conductor would always travel in the rear 3 coaches on a double set. But you actually had to lock doors out of use on this sector train. That's too long for the platform. Way, bit of full service. I misjudged that. It's kind of hard to see with it being so grey, and on day of recording it's a very sunny morning, so it's very difficult to see on the computer screen sometimes. But yes, as a conductor, it would fit 6 carriages at Birchwood, but then at Warrington, which is arguably a bigger station. Well, it's not arguably a bigger station. It's a more central station, and it gets more traffic than Birchwood. It had a shorter platform. You had to lock the rear 3 doors, not the rear 3 coaches, just the rear 3 doors out of use. Oh, off we go. Ready to go. And the same for South Parkway. You had to lock the rear 3, so you just left them locked. There we go, look at that. Mad Ferret. That's something to do with... I feel like I've heard of that before. Is that a beer? Warrington Bus Station. I think we've just gone past that on the left-hand side of the train there. Oh, hang on. We're speeding. We're speeding. Get that down. There we go. Too busy thinking about Warrington Bus Station. Oh, enough to drive a man wild. 150/2 coming the other way there in the Belios Circo Northern livery. Oh, I miss those days. I remember working for them. They were a good company. Were Northern. Or Northern Rail, sorry, because obviously it's currently Northern, isn't it? There we go, and just looking for that 85 board. There we go. We'll pop a bit of throttle on now because we're below 50, aren't we? Max throttle. So the next stop is Liverpool South Parkway, and do you know what? We're just going to pop notch 4 on, to be honest with you, because I have driven this scenario before, and if you drive too fast, you end up with a little bit of time sat around at South Parkway. So we'll just pop notch 4 on. A little bit slower, isn't it? But you know, there's no point rushing. We'll conserve the diesel. May as well conserve the diesel, haven't we? There we go. So we're nearly up at 85 now. Lovely. Right, bit of speed set. Oh, make sure we don't forget to cancel that. No hanging about, see? No hanging about at all. I always remember this part of the route's quite flat. You don't get an awful lot. No, you don't get an awful lot to see at this particular part of the route. Oh, there we go. Don't forget that chap. It's a very straight line. The Cheshire lines, other than the little kink at Warrington. But if we flick out here, I mean, if we ignore South Parkway, you can see just how straight the route is. Very, very straight. And the line round to Warrington Central there. And at one point, this route did actually carry on and miss out Warrington altogether. There we are, we're 1 Foxtrot 82, so we're straight down now. But yeah, at one point, that's no longer there. But if you do look, you can actually see, sort of, the scars where the railway would have once run. And you know, it's easier to see in winter when the trees are all leafy and overgrown. It is a lot harder, I grant you that. But yeah, of course, it used to avoid Warrington altogether. It's a shame that there's not that there's not an avoiding line, because you found on the expresses, if you did get stuck behind behind a stopping train. Oh God, it was very painful. You could just crawling along. It would be useful to have that avoider line. The only problem that you've got, of course, is it would be avoiding a station that you stop at. But it would be a really good one for. They don't send much freight down here either, do they? Okay, so maybe it's completely redundant. Oh, if the Chat Moss, for instance, was blocked, they could send things on diversion down here. Because this is a diversion currently for TransPennine, and I believe East Midlands do as well. Well, no, East Midlands use Chat Moss as a diversion because this is their actual route, isn't it? But come on, Joe, get it right. If you're gonna give people facts, at least give them accurate facts. But yeah, this is still a diversionary for TransPennine. So if that Warrington avoider was in, perhaps trains could go flying down there instead of through Warrington Central and slowing down, Hey, it's all just a hypothetical. I don't imagine it's a piece of track that's going to be put back in anytime soon. It's flying along, look at that. So we're about, what's that, just less than 5 miles from South Parkway now. And you will actually start to see, excuse me, there's a tiniest little section, oh, there's a 185 going the other way, that'll be the 922 Scarborough service from Liverpool. You will see one of our stations on the right hand side, which if I we'll just drop off to coasting. Go. It's that station there, which is Hunts Cross. We're going to say I can't remember if it's Hoff Green or Halewood, but it's neither of them. They come before Hunts Cross. But when we actually get to Hunts Cross, you'll see, and I am coasting for a reason here. You'll see the third rail because of course the Liverpool Merseyrail services they terminate at Hunts Cross. And it's such a short section of third rail, so we did actually. Are they there now? There's danger of falling. Beware of the conductor rail. That's the reason that's there. Yeah, beware of conductor rail because these trains did actually used to operate. And it's the shortest little section that you would possibly imagine. Slowing down now for the old South Parkway. Thought we'd just take it nice and steady because again you find that what's this? Is this a double or a single flashing yellow? It looks like a single flashing yellow, doesn't it? We may as well take it steady. Like I say, you do end up with a few minutes actually just sat at Liverpool South Parkway, or just before the station. Now normally you would come straight into Liverpool South Parkway and sit there for a bit, but the way that Train Simulator seems to have done it, it routes the London Midland through in front of you, because obviously that's a main line. It doesn't get that the London Midland is supposed to wait there until you've gone past. Doesn't understand it. There we go, so this is Hunts Cross. I'm going to say, is there a Merseyrail unit in, but given that we've not currently got a 508 for Train Simulator, I would imagine not. There we go. Just knock it back a little bit more. Now this should be a single yellow, but we'll knock it back to 30 because, like I said, there's just no point in sat at a red signal for ages, is there? There we go. Cancelled. There we go. Just keeping an eye on the old top right-hand corner for when it says that we've got alarms going off. Oh, not save. No, wrong one. F3, not F2. Oh, a 142. Look at that. Oh, double set 142. I reckon that's on a Warrington turnback. I remember when they used to run down there. You've got Ollerton or Allerton depot on the right hand side. Because of course this station was called Ollerton until it became the South Parkway that we know today. Lots of northern units. Just I'm assuming they're undergoing maintenance. Well, they wouldn't be parked there otherwise, would they? They'd be out in traffic. Getting ready for the peak time, the evening peak. There we go. So there we go. We shall we'll pop a bit of the old full service, put it in neutral, because oh dear me, I always forget that. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I appear to be a woman. Right. Okay. Well, what you get up to on a Saturday is your own business. But yeah, if we have a look round here, we would normally... there you go, Liverpool South Parkway for the airport link, lovely. We are actually meant to be in this platform now. And I don't know if we click tab yet, it's going to deny us access, which is a bit of a shame. But we would normally come straight in because we're actually due in at 46. But if you look down the line, you'll see there's a London Midland. 350 due in. Now, they would normally pull alongside each other, because I've got many a photo. I keyed out, whoops, hang on. I keyed out and just walked back here. I've got plenty of photos of 185s next to 350s, back when we used to come down here. But yeah, it's just a shame we don't anymore. And it's a shame that Train Simulator won't let me recreate that photo, because we're going to have to wait for the 350 to leave. There we go. So yeah, we just sit here and twiddle our thumbs for a little bit. What should we talk about? You know, be useful if I was live streaming this, because we'd be able to have a chat about things. Oh, I forgot to mention as well. If I do, I don't know if the scenario author has actually uploaded these bunch of scenarios anywhere, but if I do source a link, I shall put it in the description so that you guys at home will be able to drive this scenario as well. It's really is a good set of scenarios. I will take my hat off to him. I normally take the mick and say, oh, you're making another scenario which you're not going to finish. But this group of scenarios are really good, and I was hoping he would make me a Preston to Edinburgh. I believe he was working on one of those. Things for the northern lines, you know, up for Blackpool and things like that. So, you know, he's always busy making scenarios, and if I do get any more interesting scenarios, oh, there we go, the London Midlands off, then I shall of course preview them on Train Simulator. There we go. We'll pop it in forward. We should have our DRA on anyway. There we go. Green signal, DRA off, which was on the whole time, of course. There we go, we've got time to make up now, because I think we're actually due out at 9:46, maybe? I can't remember, to tell you the truth. It's been that long ago. I mean, it's been 3 years since we worked trains down here. There we go. Straight into South Parkway. Lovely. Are we stopping? There we go. Let's get a picture of it next to the whatchamacallit. There we go. Get them doors open. Beautiful. Right, okie dokie. Into full service. Yeah, there we go. We've got a green signal, so there's no need for the DRA. And I don't imagine the conductor will take too long on this one because we're due out at 47, aren't we? So, yeah, it'll be a straight in, straight out sort of a job. Any time today. Come on, 9:47, get them doors shut. Time to go. Nope, not yet. Getting ahead of yourself there. Come on, when you hear the doors start shutting. God, that was nearly 9:48, wasn't it? Right, off we go. Full steam ahead into Liverpool now, 5 and a bit miles until Liverpool Lime Street. Couple of stations en route, never stopped at any of them in my life. You used to get Liverpool South Parkway shuttles, didn't you? You used to get 319s shuttling up and down here. I can't remember what it was. Was it the crew service that used to go to Liverpool? Well, it goes to Liverpool Lime Street now, but did it used to go to South Parkway? And it used to come all the way in, because it went from crew. Oh, it went a funny way round, it really did. But then I think it used to come out here and then go back in and then back to crew. But they never advertised it at crew as a Liverpool South Parkway. There you go, you've got West Allerton there, which is obviously west of Allerton. I can't remember if it used to do that, or if I'm thinking of something else. I'm sure it used to come in and then change to a South Parkway train. It nearly did a full circle, because obviously from South Parkway you can continue down to Crewe, which is where the, at the time, Virgin Trains and now Avanti West Coast services run. There we go, next stop Mosley Hill, which is just further down. Of course, we're not stopping there, but there we go. We'll have to start braking for the 30 in a bit, because we go round Edge Hill. Oh, hang on, there we go, 20%, that'll do. Oh, should we increase that to 30 just to be on the safe side? There we go, down to 13. We'll plod along. So we're approaching Edge Hill now. So we bend round to the left. You've got Edge Hill Depot on the left. Now I believe that 185s did they used to store them? Excuse me. Did they used to store them on Edge Hill? I don't believe they had any maintenance done, because obviously that's done at Ardwick and York. But I think they used to stable them there on a night time. Could be wrong. I know that some of the Hitachi sets are. There you go. You can see them now. Not the Hitachis, but the Pendolinos. Just on Edge Hill Depot there, out the window. But yeah, for the first trains off Liverpool in the morning, they would be the 185s that have been stabled on there. They come empty stock down into Liverpool. There we go. Speak of the devil, Pendolino going the other way. Didn't they look smart in that livery? They really did. They say you don't miss things until they've gone, but I really do miss the Virgin Trains livery. I think it simplistic yet elegant. It really was. Okay, you've got your GBR F66s stored on the right hand side there. Should have some Drax wagons as well in there, but that might be again the asset that I'm missing. 50/1. We'll imagine that he's off down the Chat Moss, which at this point, was it electrified in 2014? I can't remember, to be honest with you. It's quite a while since it was electrified. There we go, getting a few restrictive signals now into Liverpool. This is Edge Hill Station. Never looks to be that much going on at Edge Hill. I mean, it gets a fairly decent service, but plunged into darkness. Believe it or not, not just one tunnel, this. I mean, you can see there. There's a multitude of tunnels. You see, there you go, the sky there. We'll just have a little bit of a break there. Just because obviously it's downhill into Liverpool, we don't want it to run away with us. And we're going into the old Liverpool station, of course, because it has been redone since this particular route was done. You can see the modern Liverpool Lime Street, of course, if you have a look at Alan Thompson's Sims Chat Moss. From Liverpool to Manchester Piccadilly and Manchester Victoria via the Chat Moss, of course. That features the redone Liverpool station, where basically the platforms are a lot straighter than what they used to be. They've had a little rejig with some of the platforms. That sounds like an East Midlands 158, and you wouldn't be wrong there. There we go, we'll have a little bit more braking. I don't know how long we're going to sit outside Liverpool. Just crawl up to the signal, because I imagine any time now. I mean, you can see on the little mini-map that the route's not set, because it's not showing the platform. There we go. And again, with it being so sunny outside, I'm really struggling to actually see anything. There we go. So we'll put our DRA on and take it out of gear. Excuse me. God, I hope we're not stuck here. 0.5 miles from Liverpool and foiled at the last second. Let's have a look, because with Train Simulator I'm always a little bit dubious when you end up at a red signal. I mean, oh, there we go, 2 Hotel 46 is coming out. Right, well, we'll let it off then. We'll get ready to go. Yeah, Train Sim can be a bugger, can't it, at times? You present you with a red signal and you think, you know, you're very trusting of that red signal, and you end up sat there for half an hour. You think, something's amiss here. So yeah, I'm always a little bit dubious with red signals, and I shouldn't be, to be honest with you, should I? I should be more trusting that that the system works. Come on, in your own time. I can probably actually turn the wipers off. I mean, we're definitely undercover here, aren't we? Hey, platform 4. Full steam ahead. What's this coming the other way? Is it a northern? Well, it will be, won't it? 2 Hotel 46. Oh, it's a 142. Splendid. I'd read that Armstrong Powerhouse were doing something with the 142. They'd gone and done some recordings. I'm really hoping that an Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement pack for the 142 and hopefully the 144 is not too far away. I really am. I mean, wouldn't that be brilliant? It's long overdue, the 143/142/144 enhancement pack. I know the Armstrong Powerhouse 142 is pretty decent, to be fair, given how old it is as well now. It's, it's nearly 10 years old, isn't it? But it's still the best 142. I mean, the Dovetail 142, arguably, the model is a lot better. But, again, the sounds are a bit, and the physics are a bit, and of course, it's only got the old folding doors. It's not got the more modern doors on it, which is a shame because obviously you can't really drive modern day. There we go. So we're just taking it nice and steady into Liverpool. Now, of course, since the station's been redone, I believe it's 25 miles an hour into Liverpool that you can do now. The days of 15 miles an hour they've gone, completely gone. What have we got in? I don't think we'll have a London Midland in, will we? Oh yeah, we do. There's a London Midland down there. We've got a Northern down here. See, this is what I miss. I mean, when you got the red Virgin Trains livery, you got the striking blue and pink of the TransPennine, you got the green of the London Midland, the purple of the Northern. There was such a bright array of colours, wasn't there? Whereas now everything's a bit grey and miserable. And it's a shame. It is a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think out of all of them, I do prefer the TransPennine livery. The Northern one's a bit white for me. The London North Western one, I don't like the green front. I really don't like what they've got going on there. And the East Midlands one, again, it's just white with brown, which is an odd combination of colours. So if I had to pick one, I would pick the TransPennine one. I do think it looks a lot better on the modern fleet than the 185s. I think that just look at that livery. It's just amazing, isn't it? Lovely, lovely livery. But there we go. Enough said about that. So crawling into Liverpool now. I didn't mean to come to such a slow. There we go. We'll just throttle up just a wee bit. Smashing. There we go. Well, that is Liverpool Lime Street. We've driven from Middlesbrough all the way to Liverpool, and I thank you for coming along for the ride. If you have enjoyed today's video, and of course the whole series, please do click that like button, and if you've enjoyed it, again, subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be doing lots more on Train Simulator yet. Other than that, I shall see you next time. Cheerio, goodbye for now.